Hello bookish girlies, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. My name is Nikki. I am a lover of all things creative, and in today's video I thought it would be fun to brainstorm my characters with you guys. I will be using Milanote. This is a free service to use that you can use to create project boards in order to organize everything together. It looks really fun. I've seen a few other YouTubers use it, and so I'm really excited to use it with my current project. And without further ado, let's get into the video. If you saw my previous video, I am currently writing a romance novel, and the concept of it is an orchestra romance. Essentially, I mean, this is exactly why I'm doing this, right? So I can get all of my ideas down. I have started to write a little bit of it. The general premise of it is that we have an orchestra romance. We have two people essentially competing for the same position in an orchestra. They want to be the first chair violinist. This is a very prestigious position in the orchestra. I will admit, the characters are a little bit self-inserty. This is my first time writing, and I actually thought it would be really fun to essentially like write a love letter to myself. I will say that the self-insert truly isn't the main part. Like, this isn't me. There's a few things like the way the character looks. She's black with locks. Hers are going to be significantly longer than mine. She comes from a large family. I'm adopted. She's not. There are certain things that are similar, but a little bit different. And then we have our male protagonist, who is an only child. This is similar to my partner. I thought it would be kind of fun to write a slight self-insert romance. So when it comes to my characters, I do think that everything is a bit still up in the air. I may end up changing the names of my characters, but right now I have our female character's name is Jade, and the male character's name is Liam. I'm still having to decide if I want this to take place in the real world or if I want it to be an alternate universe where the places that I make up are essentially new to me. I've been debating if I want this to take place in Harvard or not. They are in their senior year of college. When they meet each other, Jade is a transfer student in their senior year, and he is someone who has been there this whole time. He was recruited out of high school due to a viral video, which that detail may change too. This is my first time really using Milanote. I think I had maybe a board before, and just to kind of show you guys how it really works, you essentially go here and you can create a new board, and you can then give it a name. For this one, obviously, like I said, the current project I'm working on is Project Orchestra, and so I go in there and then I can create another board, and then in that board I can choose like character profile or something like that, and then it has all of that information. Okay, so what is really cool about Milanote is that you can add your own icons and profile pictures and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. I do have to save them for the icons, but then when you're in the general board, you can actually just drag and drop pictures into the board. Alrighty, so I want a black girl, black woman with long locks, just to kind of get an idea of what I want my character to look like. I do think I really want her to have really long locks. Like, everyone in her family has locks, so something like this is actually really inspiring. Let's see. Something about her is that she does spend time on the computer because she wants to be basically a streamer, somebody who makes content online. Okay, so black woman, violin. Let's see what pops up. Forgive me if I spell anything wrong. I am extremely dyslexic, so don't judge me. Okay, I like this one. So we have our black woman with locks. This one's actually perfect. Ooh, I like this one too. I think it could be cool to make her potentially edgy, but actually probably not. Jade is actually a very put together girl. She wants to please the people in her family, and so she probably wouldn't be as hippie. But I do think hippie women with locks are just like so cool. Like this mohawk, I want to figure out how I can do something like that with my own locks. That's a perfect one for Jade. And then for Liam, he is a white man, brunette. Let's see what pops up. So basically, I'm debating still if I want to do this as a series or not, or even if I want to publish this. But if I do, I basically want to lean into like the nerdy boy side of things, because I feel like there are so many romances that are hockey romances or dark romances. He's a billionaire and he's a hacker and he's super dark and broody, and I'm like, we want the nerdy man. Put nerdy in there. Nerdy. This might be slightly biased because I totally have a type, but this is definitely like what I'm picturing with Liam. Just like the floppy brown hair, the glasses. Because they're in an orchestra, he could be in a suit. This guy looks kind of young though. And don't get me wrong though, just because he looks sweet doesn't mean he's just like the perfect puppy dog. The thing about Liam, he's a little broody sometimes. Okay. Let's see. White, brunette, nerdy man. This is what I love about Pinterest, is I can just add words in there and it'll be like, oh, here's the perfectly curated image for what you're looking for. And I'm like, ooh, yes, thank you. I think this one's a good one for Liam. So I'm gonna go back to Milano, and then for Jade, I'm gonna click the icon, upload an image, and then we'll do Jade, open. That works. And then for Liam, we're gonna do the same thing. That also works. I am loving it. It's so simple, but it's so cute. Okay, so we have Jade's brothers, her mom and dad, his family, the main love interest, but then also have connected to them their roommates. They each have roommates. They're in college. Neither of them live in dorms because they're in their senior year. And so they chose to get like roommates and stuff. She had a friend that was a long-term pen pal that is, I always forget their names because they're not really set. I believe it's Melody. So we have Melody. And then we have Liam's roommate, Chase. I just want to get these characters down because they're ones that I already have in my head, but I do want to get some pictures for them. Blonde, preppy woman. She's very preppy. So Liam and Jade's roommate, neither of them go to music school, and that is why I'm debating on setting this in our world or an alternate version, because I'm not 100% sure about Juilliard, and if I do want to use these characters, I'm just not 100% sure how I'll end up reusing them, and I don't necessarily want to tie them all to Juilliard. Like, I know that for sure. I want to save that one. With Melody, she's very preppy but kind of cute. Very Ella Fanning kind of. She's very pushy. She's used to getting what she wants. Very daddy's girl. I think from an outside perspective, people might kind of see her as a bit more bitchy, but in reality, she's really sweet, and she loves to party, and she loves to be out all the time. I feel like for Melody, this one is perfect. And then for Nate, is that his name? Nate? Chase? For Chase, he is more of a like surfer boy, blonde surfer guy. He says dude a lot. I didn't necessarily do that on purpose. I also don't think he'll be a major character, so I'm just going to do that and go from there because he will just be Liam's roommate. He'll probably only appear in this book for now. Thomas. Say hi to the camera, but you can't stay. So I am going to click into Jade, and then for this one, I'm just gonna do a character profile. So we have Jade. I'm gonna do a different one for Jade. So when I see Jade, she's definitely a darker skinned woman. It's hard to find a face claim for her, I think. This one's good. So her name is going to be Jade. Jade Wallace. Like I said, these names are subject to change. She is currently 21. Parents, mother, alive, father passed when young. Siblings, she has 4 older, successful brothers. Married, not applicable. So, for her characteristics, I'm going to say she is a people pleasing people-pleasing perfectionist, afraid to what? Because she doesn't want to let people down. I think I want to make her like basically a webtoon animator, you know, like one of those people who draws and makes the stories online. Her true passion is webtoon stories. So I'm gonna write the backstory and I'll be right back. This is what I have so far. We have Jade. She's 21. Her mother is still alive, but her father passed away when she was young. She has 4 older, successful brothers. I kind of get into a little bit of her backstory. I want her to kind of grow up in a more privileged setting, maybe where her family is a bit more well known in the town that she's in, and so that comes with a certain level of privilege and prestige, but with that also comes a level of loneliness, especially after her father dies of cancer, and it's almost as if her mother retreat inwardly, kind of being a bit more emotionally unavailable. She doesn't really remember her dad all that much. And then her brothers took more of the man of the house role in the family in order to take care of their mother and her as well. Kind of as I had gotten into her characteristics before, she really loves creating art, and her true passion is in the webtoons that she does. She almost has like a Hannah Montana double lifestyle where she's been putting out weekly webtoons for the past 5 years, but nobody really knows what her identity is, and she has the #1 webtoon story out there at the time. Some of her quirks and flaws are that she is a bit of a people pleaser. She doesn't want her feelings or problems to feel as if she is too much to her family, and she finds peace in her art as she channels herself into the story. Do not judge me for how I spell channels, okay? I will, maybe I'll fix it, maybe I won't. I know what I mean. These type of typos won't be in a book, okay? Like, I'm dyslexic, leave me alone. Some of the things that she loves is drive-in movies and fall weather. She can be very headstrong when she feels like she's doing something that is right. Something I thought would be kind of nice to input in there is that the small things impress her. I think it could be kind of cute if Liam did some kind of handmade gesture. The small things are big, like maybe he makes her a mixtape or something like that. And then when it comes to her evolution over time, she's basically someone who is determined to sacrifice her own happiness. I think she sees the way that her brothers were and how successful they became in order to take care of the family. She has to be ultra successful in a respective field, or else what was it all about? She doesn't believe that she will ever be able to find someone that can take care of her the way that her brothers taught her to. And because she has spent so much time being around these strong men, she feels like she also has to be strong. She doesn't know how to let loose and open up about her feelings. And then hopefully by the end, she's able to learn that love isn't just about taking care of someone, but also supporting the dreams that they have and who they truly want to be as a person. We can't control one another. That's not what life is about. And she doesn't need the opinions of others to pursue her dream. By the end, she'll hopefully reveal her identity and go full-time into webtoons. I thought it would be fun to get some pictures that are a bit more her vibe. I love this one. Drive-in aesthetic. I want it to give these more rustic style theme. Webtoon artist. I think she's a bit more of a sad artist, and I think maybe that reflects into the webtoons that she creates. Maybe she has a bit of a sense of lack of identity. I like this idea of her art is almost like a gothic reflection of herself. It truly brings in, it truly embraces the dark emotions that she feels and just doesn't feel like she can truly voice otherwise. Okay, and so that is what we have for Jade right now. I really love the way that this came together, to be honest. When it comes to these characters, I had no true plan of where I was going, and being able to sit down with this and to really take a moment to be in my thoughts and to reflect on what I think the characters are going to be like was actually really fun. So I think we could do one more, and I think we should do obviously Liam. This one for the face card for Liam, but this looks like the doctor from Back to the Future, but when he was younger. So we have Liam Hardy. He is also 21. His father is alive and overly active, and his mother recently passed away. Do you have any previous relationships? That's a good thing to think about. I think he'll have an ex on campus. Characteristics. So for Liam, he is giving burnt out, gifted. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this, fill this out some more, do his quirks and flaws, his beginnings, and then I will come back and update you once more. What I have so far. Basically, he is someone who grew up in a loving household. He was an only child. Both of his parents loved him very much. He's always grown up with that example of love. They were everything to him. They always allowed him to pursue his dreams and to be everything he wanted to be. They didn't necessarily have a lot of money, but after a viral video, he got a full ride scholarship into this top prestigious school. Some of his main quirks and flaws are that he is going to start this story out struggling with alcoholism. After his mother passes away so suddenly, he is struggling with this concept of life and death and how short and fleeting everything can be. And so he has this extreme side where he is seeking wild experiences, and maybe he has a bit of a death wish. He is super smart and talented, and he's able to pick up any instrument and learn how to play it. But I think being so gifted and talented for so long and then losing what felt like your driving force, he kind of ends up burning out. People assume that he's a shy guy, but he struggles with wanting to feel seen and recognized for all the hard work that he did. He wants to be known for his talent. A side note, one of his quirks is that he's really good with his hands. That will maybe come up in the book later. He has spent his entire life focused on getting into the school. Now he has it, and now he has to deal with the fact that life isn't so nice, and that he basically has to figure out how to continue moving on when life gets hard. And then eventually he will become someone who can live with his pain, and he can see it as something that he can channel into instead of allowing his emotions to drown him. I am currently editing, and I realized that I never filmed an outro, and so I wanted to hop on here real quick and say thank you so much for watching the video, and I want to say thank you so much for watching this far. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss any videos that I post in the future. I do plan to continue documenting my process writing this book, and I would love if you guys followed me along in the journey. I will see you later in my nook of the internet.